back to the Sidetrack'd podcast.
Oh my god. What are you talking about? We're really about to do this all over again.
Welcome back to Sidetrack'd. Oh my god. Wait, let me get comfy, guys. Sorry. And not have this make a million noises today. Ooh, it is good to be back. Earlier I was having some technical difficulties with the mic and the headphones because I was burgled. Yeah. One of my siblings took the regular headphones that I use for the podcast, so I had to find new ones. I don't know where to put this where it's not making an egregious amount of noise. Cause I can hear me holding it. Anyways. But I feel like that's far away, low key. Hello? Yeah, that's low key far away from the mic. I need it a little bit close to my mouth. A little less movement. But yeah, I was burgled. One of my siblings took the regular headphones, so I couldn't hear myself because I had to switch around a few wires on these headphones. And I realized, even though I don't really like the sound of my voice typically, if you, anytime someone says that they recognize me based off my voice, I'm like, ooh, none of that, thank you. But when I'm doing the podcast, it's low-key kind of soothing. It's the only thing. My brain is already just me thinking. It's already my voice all the time. But, during the podcast, it's, silence and just my voice. I love it. I'm moving this plant, though, because why are you touching me? Personal space, please. Hopefully that doesn't make a lot of noise during the whole thing. I just kind of wanted to, yeah. I feel like this is the only place. It's the wire. I'm going to have to figure out a new setup for everything, but it doesn't matter. That is not what you're here for. Today, we are covering the topic of disposable black girlfriends. Everyone's favorite topic, right? Over the last few months, this is a topic that I have been obsessed with my entire life. And by obsessed, I mean, anytime I see it happening, anytime I can feel it happening, immediately I tune out from whatever show I'm watching. Because I can't stand it for a multitude of reasons that we're going to get into. But just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, there is this trope in media, TV shows, film, whatever you want to call it. But it's where you have a main character fall in love with someone who is a black woman, right? Fall in love. But the only reason that they fall in love with them is to get over an ex or to realize their feelings for an ex or whatever. And eventually, this love interest, the black woman, ends up being a temporary love interest to further the plot of the main love interest story, right? So, to give you an example, in The Summer I Turned Pretty. Wait, is that the best example I have? Let me think. Is there better examples? Not that I'm familiar with. The Summer I Turned Pretty was fairly recent, so I feel like I can accurately display what this is. But in the first season, Belly and Conrad definitely have feelings for each other. That's established multiple times through the acts that they do for each other, through the way they act towards each other. And despite the fact that both of them have feelings for each other, Conrad pursues a relationship with a black woman. During the process of season 1, he is still in love with Belly while in this relationship with this black woman and ends up leaving the black woman for who? You guessed it, Belly. And I say this, this is a great example because I believe her name is Jenny Han, the person who writes for The Summer I Turned Pretty and To All the Boys I Loved Before. But it is a trope that she uses. She beats that trope like a dead horse constantly in everything that she produces. And it's so incredibly agitating. I didn't notice it back when I was watching To All the Boys I Loved Before, and the only other media that I've consumed from her is The Summer I Turned Pretty, but I remember seeing that in real time and watching her being introduced and being all this girl's pretty, this girl's smart, she has everything Conrad would ever want. No offense to Belly. She is also pretty, but she was annoying at times. To introduce this basically perfect black woman, right, as a means to further a relationship that was already doomed from the start. It irks me in ways that cannot be explained. I don't like the idea of bringing in a black character just to further a plot. This happens a lot throughout media. I had posted 2 TikToks about it in the last few months, and I have gotten a plethora of responses from that, a plethora of comments telling me shows that do this, shows that I will not be watching now because I know this happens in them. I have that power as a consumer to not engage with things that piss me off, and this is something that pisses me off. I saw a bunch of comments about Invincible. Never seen that. Never gonna see it now. Sorry about it. I'm really not that sorry though, because why are you the reason for me hating this trope is that it's specifically done to black women. Like, do I think it's right to introduce a temporary love interest to further someone else's plot? No. I think that's weird, and just in general. If you need another individual to prove your love for someone else, that's just insanity to me. It's like the same energy that it gives when Corey cheated on Topanga, and then after the fact, he tried to justify it to her and be all like, well, because I cheated, I realized I don't want to be with anyone else but you. You shouldn't need to cheat or be with another person to realize that the person that you are with is perfectly fine, or that this is the person that you're meant to be with. Like, the fact of the matter is that is a stupid, lazy trope that, like, not only do I think it's a stupid, lazy trope, but you guys only do it, or like you majorly do it to black women. And I don't like that. I'm not going to watch a show where you introduce someone who looks like me for the temporary satisfaction of the main character just so that he can get with the person that he wanted to be with the whole time. Hello? Or her. This can happen in either or situation. But a few months ago, and this video is gaining traction on TikTok again, so I wanted to address it now via podcast format. But I had posted a little funny video to that song where it's all like the price of being fast and young, the price of being black in suburbia, whatever. And it was basically me doing some mundane task and then freezing because, like, I'm thinking about it. And the disposable black girlfriend trope isn't just a trope, it's my real life. That was essentially the caption on the post, because we look at these tropes and we see them and, like, we think this is just TV. This isn't real life. My life's not a TV show until you watch it happen in real time in real life. You know what I'm saying? And I am now that this video is gaining traction again, I'm seeing a lot of comments of people being all like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Like, agreeing with me that they have experienced in their own lives that they are the disposable black girlfriend in someone else's life. You know, someone else left them for someone who they were always going to choose over them, regardless of what they had or whatever, right? And that is part of the reason why this upsets me so much, because I also had people, or mostly my brother, I guess, he had been all like, why you even care? It's TV, right? And to a certain extent, yes. These are TV shows, they're movies, they don't really matter in the grand scheme of life. They're just things for fun, right? But no, they're not just things for fun. They influence a lot of our culture. A lot of things that we see in movies, it's a reflection of our lives. So to put something that is supposed to be a mirror of our lives and like a bunch of different shows and genres and movies and films, whatever it may have you, to constantly see black women be treated as a device to further your love for someone else is a shitty place to be. It just is. There's no way around it. There's no way to beat around that bush. Seeing a bunch of black women being treated poorly in relationships and never being the person that is canon or the person who gets married. Like, that's the thing that's happening here. That these people are, in these tropes, you're seeing guys get a black girlfriend because it's fun and it's different and it makes me realize my feelings for my true love. And then they go and marry that girl. And then the black girl is where? Written off the show. Or alone for the rest of the season. And it's like, who would want that to be their lives? Who would want that to be shown to them as something that is to be aspired towards? Yeah, I'm only worth moving forward other people's relationships. I'm not worth an actual relationship myself. Like, do you see how that isn't the vibe? Do you see that? Do you see how it's not the vibe? But I will say that, like, again, I have the power to just not engage with these, and I don't engage with these forms of media. But I think that a lot of times it gets misconstrued, the black disposable girlfriend trope. And I'm not going to necessarily sit here and be all like policing who does what or whatever. But I will say that a lot of times people introduce things as black disposable girlfriend trope, and that is not what they are. Okay? Just because a black girl gets broken up with does not mean she's a disposable black girlfriend. The criteria for this is that there is an established cast, storyline, whatever, right? They introduce a new character to the main cast, okay? So this is not some main cast member, typically. I will say I've never watched Invincible, so I don't know if the black girl in that show is a main cast member, but typically, main cast member, they introduce a black girl, right? Whether it's in the next few episodes or in the next season, but she's not there originally with the main group of people, right? She gets introduced. She gets with the main character or one of the main characters who has already been in a relationship with probably another white person on the cast. Usually a white person, but it could be a non-black person, right? A non-black person of color. But after this, right, after they have their little fling, because it is a fling, it ends, and immediately after it ends, they go back to the person that they were with prior to the relationship with the black girl, and the black girl either gets written off because she's no longer of use to the storyline, or she just ends up single forever, perpetually, right? Times where I think people like to throw around the disposable black girlfriend trope, where I don't see it, is Angela and Sean from Boy Meets World. I don't think you can put Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World in the same realm. I know that Girl Meets World is supposed to be a spinoff of Boy Meets World, but a lot of things that happen in that show don't really make any sense. Like, I fear they are two separate entities. It's the same way I view the spinoff from iCarly. Like, realistically, if the actors had kept on playing their parts up until the reboot of iCarly or whatever, they, like, things that happened in that show wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wrote it differently because they couldn't get certain characters on the newer version. Same thing goes for Girl Meets World. You can't say that Angela is a disposable black girlfriend because never, not once, is Sean in a relationship before Angela that he goes back to after Angela. That is not how that works. They broke up because they just weren't good for each other in the end. I still, in my heart, believe that they are endgame. But you can't say that Sean getting with Maya's mom in Girl Meets World is the disposable black girlfriend trope. That is not how that works. Those are two separate shows, number one. But number two, the end game, like, Maya's mom and Sean were never like some big end game, like, oh, he was always going to be with her. No. That's just not how that worked. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but that just does not qualify under my view of the disposable black girlfriend trope. Another one that I've been seeing a lot recently that I am not having, I will not have, is Svetlana in Heated Rivalry being the disposable black girlfriend to Shane and Ilya. Huh? No. Cut that out right now. We're not going to say that. Not because I love Heated Rivalry and I love Ilya and I love Shane. That's just simply not true. You could say that about Rose. She's not black, but you could say that she is a disposable girlfriend in that sense where she was literally just there. Like, he literally got with her knowing that he was in love with Ilya. Ilya at no point in time made Svetlana feel like that was his main piece. They are friends. They are friends with benefits. They are best friends, and they're going to stay friends after this. They are still friends to this day, okay? It has nothing to do with the fact that, like, they were never in a relationship. They were never in a romantic relationship. Were they in a sexual relationship? Yes. But they were friends. They were friends with benefits. That is not a disposable black girlfriend because both parties are aware of what's going on. Both parties know that they are not endgame, right? The problem with the disposable black girlfriend is that one party, typically the black girl, does not realize that she is the disposable black girlfriend until it's too late. You know, she thinks that we're in a relationship together and you don't like anybody else. Whole time, the guy in the situation, the white man in the situation, fully knows that he has feelings for someone else and still pursues her. That is the problem with this trope. That, like, it is inherently just a shitty thing to do to someone. Knowing that you're in love with someone else and pursuing someone in hopes to get over them is a shitty thing to do. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. Like, you can't spin it away where it doesn't sound horrible. And I saw one comment on one of my posts where I think I was explaining it or something. And originally I still haven't interacted with the comment, but it basically said, like, something along the lines of, well, if it's just for fun, then who really cares or whatever. And I agree. If both parties are involved in making that decision, you know, if I get into a relationship with a guy and we both agree from the get-go that this is for fun, no feelings involved, I can't then get mad if he then stops seeing me and then gets in a long-term relationship. That is not at all what I am trying to say when I bring up this trope. It is when one person thinks that the relationship is serious and one person is treating it like it's serious, but in the back of their mind, they know they like someone else, right? So I didn't respond to that comment initially, but then someone else responded to that, basically saying something like, well, it's never right to be treated shitty in a relationship, right? Even if it's for fun, like, you shouldn't be getting treated like that, you know? And I liked that comment because I agreed. I was like, I didn't really have anything to say to the original commenter. Like, I was looking at it and I was like, I don't really care what you think, honestly. If I'm being completely honest about the situation, I don't really care. But, yeah, it is shitty. And you shouldn't have to deal with that just because it's for fun. Then the commenter commented back and said something along the lines of, well, being in your teens and 20s, like, nothing's really serious about relationships. It'd be different if you were older. And it's all like, number one, this does happen to older people in film and TV. Let's start there. But number two, to blatantly put it out there, to set the record straight, this trope is racist. Point blank, period. So if I am saying that this trope is happening in my life, regardless of what age you are, that is racism. And you should never be okay with racism. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter how important it is in your life. I'm not saying that I hate this trope because a relationship is the only thing that gives my life purpose. That is not what I'm saying at all. I am not that type of person. I have never been that type of person. I'm saying that in general, if you are going to have something in the media so prevalently shown, people are going to start to believe it, and people are going to start acting on it, which is why you see it happening to people in real life, why you see the disposable black girlfriend trope. I just don't think it's normal to have this idea that black women are something that you can use to figure out your real feelings for the person that you actually like. That is a weird and racist thing to think and portray in media, and I want it to stop. And that's not a crazy sentence. And if I am in a relationship with someone and they leave me to be in a committed, serious, long-term, probably marriage relationship with someone else, I'm allowed to feel a certain way about that. Because I see it on TV. Because I see it on TV and I don't like it on TV, guess where I'm not going to like it? Guess where I'm not going to like it? Guess where I'm not going to like it? I'm not going to like it in my own life. Like, I just don't, I can't sit here and be all like, oh yeah, it's fine because it's just TV, or it's fine because I'm 20 and this won't matter in the long run. It matters now. Racism always matters. Hate to break it to you. Being against racism is something that should always matter. I don't know. This Black History Month has been rough. I will say that much. Like, left and right, there have just been not even micro. I was gonna say microaggressions, just macroaggressions, just full on racism left and right. And I am tired. I am tired. This was supposed to be fun Black History Month, love and celebration and all that fun jazz, but it has not felt that way. But I'm going to go through some of these comments. Wait, let me just make sure I hit everything that I need to hit. What qualifies TikToks, comments, media affects the world around us. Yeah, yep, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm gonna go through some of the comments on these videos. One of them got like, okay. Yeah, the Sean and Angela comment on this post got 1,300 likes, and I'm just, that's not how that works. Like, that is just not the trope. I can't. Invincible. Kira from Austin and Alley. I forgot about that one. I remember watching that when I was young and being all like, genuinely my original thought, like, and you can believe me if you want to or not, but I remember sitting there and being all like, why'd she have to be black? Like, I literally sat there and I was like, okay, like, I understand, like, the whole storyline, but why did she have to be black? Like, I'm not understanding it. The rest of y'all are white except for Rainey, but, like, why did you have to introduce a black girl just for her to have smelly breath and for her to break up with, for Austin to break up with her not once but twice? Okay. No, love that. People said you a lot. I probably won't watch it if that's like something that happens. I've never watched you. I've never really known what it's about. I know someone's a stalker in that world, I guess. And then I know that Jenna Ortega was on there for a hot second, but I know nothing about that show, and I'm not going to start now because this is the first thing, that I'm seeing about it. Exo Kitty, someone said, I'm not. Yeah, apparently it happened in Exo Kitty. Not surprising, since that's also another Jenny Han project. We'll never consume her projects again, if that's the case. Like, I don't like that. Yeah. Ooh, this one's bad because I very much like this show, but now I'm seeing it. I didn't read the books for Pretty Little Liars, but apparently Maya wasn't black in the books and they killed her off anyways. Like, that's the thing too. Like, this isn't the first time where they take a book adaptation. The girl is not black in the books and then they changed her to black for TV. This is not the representation that anyone is asking for. I guarantee you. Like, you guys, I hate that too. I hate forced representation in shows because quite literally every single time y'all do it wrong. Like, just putting a black person in a show does not mean that is representation of black people. Just putting queer people in shows does not mean that's representation of queer people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you guys try to be diverse and then it just ends up being like, oh, you put this character in the show and gave them this trait, but it actually does nothing for the community that person is a part of. Like, you can't just change a character that was white in a book to black and think that means nothing. Because especially if it's disposable, especially if you know that character is going to get written out and that's why you made them black. You couldn't have made any of the main characters black. But yeah, we're going to make this character that we know is going to go away within 2 episodes of it being aired black so that we never have to see another black person. They can't really say anything because we sprinkled a little black in there. Y'all can't get mad at us because we had a black girl on the show. She just got dumped in the most brutal way possible and left for shit. Like, yeah, no, great. That's fantastic. It also happened in Sex Education. I hated when that happened. Like, genuinely, like, my reaction when this happens on my screen, like, I'm watching it in real time and I watch them introduce a new love interest knowing that they're still in love with the last one, and I watch them introduce some black girl and I'm go, oh my god. Like, literally like clockwork, I see it happen and I'm like, I genuinely go to shut off the TV. I'm like, I'm not watching this. I am not watching this. Like, I cannot stress enough how stupid I think that trope is in general. In general, I find it a stupid trope, but I find it even more stupid that y'all consistently do this to black women and expect people to be okay with it. It's not an okay trope. Like, I don't like it. I'm not going to like it. Let's go through some more. I've never watched Gossip Girl. But I see people saying that. Bonnie Bennett. That's I haven't watched Vampire Diaries in a while, so I cannot attest to that. There's a lot of shows in here where I like just cannot fathom. Oh, The Good Doctor. Okay. Like, and that's the thing too, that like it happens so much. Like right now this video has like 300 almost 400 comments on it talking about all these different black women and girls who just get left because that is their role in these shows. And it's like I can't, like, there's so many. It's so just abysmal. Like, I just can't sit here and be all like, oh yeah, this is an okay trope, when I have just like evidence of the opposite. Like, even shows that I'm not even watching are doing this, and it's like, why must you do this? Why must and it's not like they don't know it's a thing. This is a very popular trope. It's used in a lot of media, and there's written out like articles about this trope, and like I'm not the first person to make a podcast episode about this. Like there is a plethora of like stuff out there talking about this trope and how bad it is, and yet they consistently still do it. And like I refuse to believe that they don't know they're doing it. Like in Jenny Han's case, you're telling me that I'm supposed to believe that this grown woman doesn't understand that she keeps on putting black people in these positions where they keep on getting left for white or non-black people of color. I'm supposed to believe that she's done it in 3 of her shows / movies, and she doesn't realize she's doing it? No. She realizes she's doing it. That is the point. I don't know why. Like, and honestly, it chalks up to racism. Like, if you're going to sit here and make shows where you're consistently bringing in black characters to just be a ploy or a device in the main love interest story, it's racism. That's what it boils down to. And that's why I don't like this trope. I'm not going to like sit here and be all like, yeah, this is fun. Racism is so fun. It's not. It's not. Yeah, but I just like felt compelled to make this episode now because I kept on like that one comment that I got today on the original video where it was all like, I'm watching it in real time in real life. I didn't like the fact that they were trying to make it seem like, oh, this isn't a big deal. It happening in real life is way worse than watching it in a TV show. I can guarantee you. Because in TV shows, number one, it's fake. Number two, it's written in a way where like there's at least some care. Sometimes there's not any care in the world. They don't care about that black character. They're going to get dumped in the worst way possible. Imagine that in your real life. Imagine going through that in your real life. Imagine watching people use you to realize their feelings for other people in real time and watching them move on without you when you thought that they were endgame. You know what I'm saying? Like, watching that happen on TV, shitty. Experiencing it in real life, heartbreaking. I don't know. But that is where I fear we are going to end today's episode. I am so glad to be back. This was a nice little, I don't know, I feel a lighthearted way to come back into it. I don't know if racism is necessarily lighthearted, but we have never really done anything less on this show. So I'm going to continue making episodes about the way I feel about things that are going on in our lives and in pop culture. Because that's what I'm here for. And if I get sidetracked along the way, I felt pretty on topic today. I'm pretty zoned in on this topic, so you weren't going to get me to veer too far off. I did veer off a little bit in the middle there, but c'est la vie, tis the name of the podcast. If you want to keep up with anything going on with the podcast, updates, polls, if you want to be involved in any episodes, follow the Instagram, follow the TikTok at Sidetrack'd Podcast. If you want to keep up with me, you know where I be. You know where I'm at. You know where I be. You're in the club just to party. I'm there. I get paid a fee. Yeah. Anyways, you know what I mean. That was ridiculous and stupid. But you can find me on social media at MaryJoJessica on Instagram, at MaryJo.Jessica on TikTok. I also have a YouTube channel. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. On God, I see another TV show do this trope, I'm gonna literally just run up on bitches. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Like, I don't want to see it ever again. Don't do it ever again. Don't do it ever again.